In this 2025 full report, we ask a critical question. Has Premier Danielle Smith delivered on the promises she made to Albertans? From tax cuts and the Sovereignty Act to the Canada Pension Plan withdrawal debate and wildfire readiness, this video breaks down what's been fulfilled, what's been delayed, and what's been reversed. When Danielle Smith took leadership of the United Conservative Party, she promised bold reforms, greater autonomy from Ottawa, and a return to what she called Alberta First governance. Nearly 3 years later, how do those commitments hold up? Let's begin with what's been delivered, backed by verifiable legislation, government records, and legal findings. Smith's flagship legislation, the Alberta Sovereignty Within a United Canada Act, was passed in late 2022, just months into her term. Designed to push back against federal overreach, the law has been used more as a political symbol than a legal tool. As of mid-2025, it has not been invoked to formally block any federal law. Smith lowered the threshold for citizen-led referendums, paving the way for future independence debates. In 2024, Smith and the UCP government passed laws restricting gender-affirming care for minors, pronoun changes in schools, and participation in women's sports. These laws were challenged in court, and in June 2025, a judge issued a temporary injunction citing potential irreparable harm and constitutional concerns under Section 15 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms and parental consent. Under Section 7, protections of life, liberty, and security of the person. A major tax reduction promise was fulfilled in Budget 2025. Smith introduced a new 8% income tax bracket on the first $60,000 of earnings. This came into effect January 1, 2025, and delivers up to $750 in savings per year for many Albertans. While Smith delivered on her income tax cut, her spending restraint pledge has not held. The government promised to limit spending increases to the combined rate of inflation and population growth. But instead, spending has grown by 8.4% year over year, well above that target. The promise to control debt and keep interest manageable is also off track. Net provincial debt is rising toward 9.3% of GDP, and annual interest costs are forecast between $3 billion and $3.6 billion. Several of Danielle Smith's promises remain in development or face unclear outcomes. Health spending accounts, HSAs, first promised in Smith's 2022 leadership campaign, provide $300 per person annually to help cover services not included in Alberta healthcare, such as dental, vision, or therapy. As of mid-2025, the program remains in pilot stage with no full rollout confirmed. A proposed Alberta withdrawal from the Canada Pension Plan has triggered heated public debate and actuarial reviews. The government has already spent several $1 million on consultations, advertising, and third-party analysis. As of mid-2025, the Smith government continues to spend public funds on outreach and engagement, despite a March 2025 government-commissioned survey showing most Albertans oppose leaving the CPP. Promised during Smith's 2022 leadership campaign, the COVID-19 review panel was launched in 2023 with a $2 million budget and led by Preston Manning. While the panel delivered on its mandate, it faced criticism for its ideological framing and lack of medical representation. And none of its 90-plus recommendations have been legislated as of mid-2025. What fell short or was reversed? Several of Danielle Smith's promises have faced controversy, reversals, or direct failure. During the 2023 election campaign, Smith pledged to prioritize public safety and emergency readiness. Yet Alberta's wildfire protection budget remains about $30 million below pre-2019 levels, despite record-breaking fire seasons in 2023 and 2024. Smith promised not to interfere in the justice system, stating in 2022 that our justice system must be independent and free from political influence. But in 2023, Alberta's ethics commissioner found she violated conflict of interest laws by pressuring the Attorney General's office about a criminal case, undermining her pledge to uphold justice independence. This report asks a simple question: what was promised and what was delivered? The answers matter, not for politics, but for public accountability. Whether you support or oppose Premier Smith, evaluating her record based on what has been achieved versus what was promised is key to democracy and responsible citizenship. If you found this breakdown helpful, like, share, and subscribe, and join us as we continue to track Alberta's political and economic direction through 2025.